Hey guys, coming back for the series premiere of Recovery Road Season 1, Episode 1, Blackout. Now, I initially had no interest in the show whatsoever. I really didn't. I thought, this is right after the Fosters. You guys know how I feel about the Fosters. I am not even watching it, honestly. Don't even ask me if I'm reviewing, guys. I'm not reviewing it, honestly. I'm not reviewing it. I don't like that show. I don't want to talk about it. But because this was on directly after the Fosters, I really didn't think the show was going to be anything that great. However, I started to watch previews and I'm like, you know what? This actually sounds really interesting. I'm just hoping it gets good reviews. Lo and behold, it actually got really good reviews, believe it or not. So I was very shocked when it was getting good reviews. And I'm like, okay, I have to check this out. So I watched the first episode, and I have to say, guys, Recovery Road, without a doubt, I think is one of the biggest surprises of this year for me. I really loved this first episode. Now, it does have problems. It's not perfect, but for the most part, I really love this show, and I'm definitely going to stick with it and continue with it. And I definitely am going to watch the next two episodes because they already put them out. The next two episodes are already online, and let me just get into the premise of the show. I really do love the plot of this show. We basically focus on this girl, Maddie. Now, by the way, guys, I'm not doing a recap for this first episode because it was pretty much just meeting the characters. I'll get into what I like, what I don't like, things like that. We basically focus on this girl, Maddie. She's done pretty much every drug in the book, and she has severe alcohol addiction. The problem is she doesn't really think anything of it. She won't really admit that she's an addict, and basically one day her counselor catches her with basically vodka in her locker and tells her, you know, this is obviously a severe problem. You're either going to be expelled from school or you're going to have to go to rehab. And Maddie, of course, initially doesn't want to go to rehab. She doesn't think it's right for her. But when she goes to rehab, she starts to realize the real problems that are going on with her. And she really starts, I think, to reflect about why she's doing this, you know, what's going on and how she can change it. And that's basically the plot of Recovery Road. And I really do love the plot of this show. I think it's a very strong plot. And let me just say that that plot can be very heavy-handed at times, but I feel like the show really captured why people are addicts very, very well. The best thing the show is going for, without a doubt, is the cast. The cast here, for the most part, is great. I think really everyone here is very, very good, especially our lead, Jessica Sula, as Maddie. She just has this character down perfectly. I mean, you really understand her character. You eventually realize why she is an addict, which, spoiler alert, guys, I am going to tell you guys why she's an addict. We eventually find out that the reason that she's such an addict is basically because I think she's grieving over her father, because as we know, her father died, and she still sees visions of him. And I think part of, you know, when someone dies, a lot of people do turn to addiction and finding out some of the things that happen to her. I mean, she's also very funny at points, definitely. But my favorite scene with her, without a doubt, is the scene where she's crying to one of the girls there that I will get into their characters. You know, that scene where she's crying that she might have been raped. I mean, very, very sad stuff. I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going on with her character, and I also really love the narration with her. Just everything with her. I've never really seen this actress before, but she really did a great job, and I really do like her character. Sebastian D. Sousa, very interesting character as Wes Stewart, because him and Maddie do connect at first, but she tries to get him to go back to drinking alcohol because she won't admit that she's an addict, and, you know, they go to this store, she tries to take alcohol, and basically Wes is forbidden from seeing her, and I'm definitely interested in seeing how these two characters are going to be. You know that they're going to get together. You can just tell from this first episode that they are definitely going to get together somehow, and I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen there. I really love Alexis Cara as Cynthia because Cynthia is Maddie's guidance counselor, but eventually you find out that Cynthia was actually in this rehabilitation center, that she didn't just send her here, she actually was there, and she's been sober for 12 years. However, there's that one scene where Cynthia pulls out that vodka bottle, and I was wondering, is Cynthia possibly still having those addiction problems? Because when you're addicted, it's very hard to get sober, and I was kind of thinking, why is she looking at this alcohol bottle? That's kind of what I was thinking was going on there. But I really love her character. I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going on there because she definitely is very interesting. I also like Daniel Francis as Vern. Definitely interested in seeing what's going on with his character. He's obviously gay, and I'm interested in seeing what's going on there. I believe he was a dancer once, but ever since then, he's gotten very overweight and Interesting to see what's going on there. The only problem I have with the show is Kyla Pratt's character Trish. Now, I like the storyline that's going on with her character. I definitely will say that. I just don't really feel her character fits in this show. She seems to be only there to be the comic relief. And in a show like this, I don't really feel she's needed. I really don't. I know shows have to have comic relief, but we already have some good stuff in there, definitely. And the character of Trish, I think, could be very good. It's just Kyla Pratt, I really feel, is going way too over the top, and very much at times, this just feels like she's not really taking a role that seriously. And I hope they do more with her character. It's just in this first episode, she was a bit annoying at times, and very much, I think, took me out of at times the episode, because just some of the things she was saying, I'm like, that really, I don't know if that belongs here. And I get that we need comic relief on the show. I understand that, but I just didn't really feel like her character, not that she didn't contribute much, I just wasn't a huge fan of her character. But that one emotional scene with Maddie, I really did enjoy that scene. I thought they worked well together. I like that she's going to be a friend to Maddie, so maybe they'll be able to show more of her. It was just here, I wasn't a huge fan of her comedy. I really didn't find her all that funny, I have to say. And I like Kyla Pratt. I don't think she's a bad actress by any means, but I just don't really love her character. David Witz, though, as Craig, I really do like his character. You know, this is the guy that basically controls the rehabilitation center. He's kind of like the headmaster of it, and I really liked his character. I think he did a very good job. You can see that he really cares about these addicts. He wants them to get better. He wants them to sober up, and some of them want to, some of them don't, but he's willing to work with them, and I definitely really like that. And I like that a lot of them don't really like him, so they kind of make fun of him, but I really do like his character, and especially what he says to Wes. Definitely very interesting stuff, and I really am looking forward to seeing his character. And then Sharon Leal as Maddie's mother, Charlotte. She is fantastic on the show. I really love her character, and especially the twist when we find out that Charlotte was the one that, you know, all this time knew Maddie was an addict, but didn't really want to say anything because she just knew her daughter was, that was how her daughter was coping with her husband's death, obviously, because, you know, Charlotte's husband died, and Maddie's father, of course, but she was the one that found the vodka in the bottle, and she was the one that reported it to Cynthia. I thought was a very good twist. I really love that, and it very much shows the mother's instinct, and I really loved her character on the show. And overall, guys, I have to say, this cast really does work well together. You can really see from this first episode that it really does seem like that this cast is going to work very well together, and that's something I definitely noticed. Definitely, I really did like seeing that. Definitely, it's something I really did like. I also want to know definitely what's going on with some of the other characters, which I'll get into, but the cast here, like I said, is very, very good. Really did like the cast overall. And I mentioned meeting some of the other addicts, like Lindsay Pierce's character. Why is she shutting herself out so much? I mean, there's that scene where they're all outside and she's inside. Why is she there? I'm not really sure. We'll have to see what's going on there. Now, this is based off a book, I forgot to say, and I don't really know what the book was about or anything like that, but I don't really care because I think the script to the show is very, very good. The dialogue is very interesting. The show really knows how to capture an addict's point of view and how she doesn't really feel she is an addict. I really feel that's a big part of it. A lot of addicts don't know that they're addicts. They know that they might have a problem. They just don't really want to do anything about it because they've just been doing it for so long that they don't want to make a change because it's working for them. And for Maddie especially, she doesn't want to admit she's an addict. And I found that to be very interesting with her character, and I really did like seeing that. And the dialogue overall is really, really great in this show, especially the support group scenes. The scene where she's in the group, that, you know, the scenes where they're in group and you see them, and it very much reminded me of when The Fosters was good with Girls United. Very much reminded me of that. The only difference was here, these are actually like rehab addicts. They have problems, and I like seeing them trying to overcome their problems. And you can definitely tell that they know they need help. They've kind of become this family, and I definitely feel eventually they are going to become one family, and I'm looking forward to that, definitely. I'm also interested in seeing what's going to happen between Maddie and her father. Is she going to get over her father's death? Because we know several times in this episode we did see her father, and I think we know what happened to her father, obviously, and also, was Maddie raped? Obviously, there's that big question of, did Maddie's boyfriend rape her and she doesn't know about that? The way he acted around her, it definitely seems like he can be very possessive and very much take advantage of her, so yeah, there is that possibility that she could have been raped, and I feel like this is a show that's not going to take it in like an over-the-top way. It's going to show it as she was raped, and here's how she grows from it, and I think Maddie is realizing that she does need this help. She just doesn't really want to face it yet. And especially the ending where she says, I'm not some person that's going to sober up yet, definitely shows that she still has problems and she definitely needs to face them at some point. We'll have to see when she does. The directing here, I think, is very good. I definitely think that I like that they take the show seriously, and it's a bit different for Freeform. I mean, they have things like The Fosters and Switch at Birth, but there's really not a show on TV about rehab and things like that. Yes, there's things like Intervention and things like that, but I'm talking about an actual scripted show and not a reality show. This is something that I definitely really like, and I like that they are trying to do something a bit different. And the stuff here isn't the typical Freeform show. I mean, there isn't a love triangle in this show. There aren't ridiculous love subplots. Yes, there is that thing between Wes and Maddie, but that came across as very genuine to me. I think Wes really does care about Maddie and he wants to be with her, but Craig clearly does not trust Maddie. He doesn't think that I think he knows that she belongs there and he knows that she has problems, but he really doesn't trust her because who knows what she can do. I mean, knowing that she's addicted to vodka and things like that, she could definitely get them involved, and I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen with that. Also, that other character, that one character that I guess used to be in the rehab but then attacked Lindsay Pierce's character, I don't really know what's going on with her. We'll have to see what's going on there, because definitely that's very interesting. I don't really know what's going on with his character, but that also, I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to happen there. So overall, guys, I really loved this first episode. This was a very strong premiere, much better than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I really didn't have much interest in checking out this first episode, but I really did love this first episode overall. I thought this was very solid. Besides Kyla Pratt's character, which I did think got a bit annoying and a bit just over the top at times, I really did love this first episode, and I will definitely be continuing this show, and I will most likely review the entire season for you when it is over. Obviously, I'm not going to review every episode, but let me know what you guys saw this first episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I thought this was a very strong premiere. Like I said, we'll definitely be checking out episodes 2 and 3 because I can already watch them, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be, I think, for a movie review, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.